What turns a curious child into a world-changing scientist? It often begins not with a complex equation, but with a simple, powerful image. A picture in the mind. For the renowned theoretical physicist Dr. Sylvester James Gates Jr., that picture arrived when he was just 4 years old. He saw a science fiction movie called Spaceways, and in that moment of childhood wonder, a seed was planted. A fascination with the cosmos and the rules that govern reality took root. This initial spark, born from imagination, would guide him toward profound questions in modern physics. Dr. Gates's story includes formative encounters with giants like Richard Feynman, milestones that transformed fascination into a rigorous scientific calling, about joining a community pushing the boundaries of knowledge. The lesson is powerful. Science is born from a picture in the mind, but it can only survive if that picture can withstand the immense pressure of mathematics and experimentation. From the world of ideas, we pivot to the unforgiving reality of deep space. Why Mars, our celestial neighbor, remains an extreme engineering challenge. It's not a lack of courage, it's fundamental constraints, and at the top of the list, space radiation. A trip to Mars takes 6 to 9 months with current chemical rockets, exposing astronauts to radiation far above safe lifetime limits. This dramatically increases the risk of cancer and can cause damage to the central nervous system. Trip duration is a multiplier of risk. To make Mars missions safe, we need a faster way to get there. This is where the next generation of propulsion comes into the picture. NASA is actively developing nuclear propulsion, which works by using a reactor to heat a propellant to extreme temperatures. As L3 Harris notes, faster transfers could reduce an astronaut's deep space radiation exposure by up to 40%. The joint NASA and DARPA program, DRACO, is planning an in-space test of a nuclear rocket, a game-changing leap in mission feasibility. But even the most powerful rocket is just one piece of the puzzle. Launch capability is not the same as sustainable planetary settlement. Populating Mars requires solving the full stack: long-term life support, Martian agriculture, power generation, and in-situ manufacturing. Courage is abundant. The complete end-to-end engineering system is what we're still building. From engineering, we dive into theoretical physics and a theory of almost unimaginable success: the Standard Model. It beautifully organizes the fundamental particles and forces, with the discovery of the Higgs boson as its triumphant capstone. Yet for all its power, the Standard Model is an unfinished story. It says nothing about gravity, and it cannot explain the mysterious dark matter that holds galaxies together. This is where supersymmetry, or SUSY, enters. It proposes a radical hidden symmetry. For every known matter particle, a force superpartner exists, and vice versa. Dr. Gates was a pioneer. His doctoral thesis at MIT was the institution's first on supersymmetry. Theorists saw it like a periodic table with missing elements. The math predicted what reality might be hiding, giving experimentalists clear targets to find. For over 40 years, physicists have hunted for these superpartners at colliders, like the LHC at CERN. The signature of SUSY would be missing energy and momentum, but despite quadrillions of collisions, a profound silence. No confirmed superpartners have been found. The simplest versions of the theory have been ruled out. Supersymmetry is not dead, but it is not vindicated. It is a beautiful example of an idea that may be too early, too subtle, or waiting beyond our current experimental reach. We now arrive at a part of Dr. Gates's work that is truly unforgettable, where deep mathematics becomes visual art. He and his collaborators invented adinkras, graphical tools that translate the abstract algebra of supersymmetry into intuitive geometric forms. Think of it like this: the equations are the sheet music. The adinkra is a visual score that reveals the hidden structure and beauty of the composition. While studying these diagrams, Dr. Gates's team made a mind-bending discovery. They found the adinkras contained structures mathematically equivalent to error-correcting codes. These are the same kinds of self-repairing codes that protect our digital world, from streaming movies to browsing the internet. Dr. Gates described finding these codes embedded in the equations of supersymmetry. This was not a metaphor, it was a direct mathematical correspondence. This naturally leads to a seductive idea. If the laws of physics contain code, does that mean we are living inside a computer simulation? Here, we must be cautious. The established result is the mathematical link. It's a peer-reviewed fact. The existence of code-like structures does not, by itself, imply the existence of a programmer. It could simply be an intrinsic property of the universe. The simulation claim is a metaphysical leap. While a fantastic story, it is not a scientific conclusion. Learning to make these distinctions is a crucial skill. Finally, we turn to one of the most philosophically charged questions of our time: the possibility of conscious artificial intelligence. The scientific community is deeply divided. A major 2023 report concluded no current AI systems are conscious, based on leading neuroscientific theories. Yet, a 2025 survey of AI researchers found many assign non-trivial probabilities to it happening this century. This is the definition of reasoning under uncertainty. We must move beyond behavior. Performance is not the same thing as experience. A machine can mimic sadness without feeling sadness. Credible evidence would require convergent measures. Does the AI's behavior, its internal processing, and its own reports of its mental state all point to the same conclusion? The ethical questions will arrive before scientific certainty. If we create a system that can suffer and fail to recognize it, we risk a moral catastrophe. We end by zooming out to the cosmos and to a posture of hopeful optimism. Science must remain open to bold ideas, like life in Jupiter's clouds, while being rigorously committed to gathering evidence, which is why a mission to Europa's ocean is a primary target. Optimism in science is not blind belief. It is disciplined openness to discovery. It is the engine and the rudder of progress. By the end, we learn not just what to think, but how to think. Sorting claims into established science, active research, plausible extrapolation, and speculative philosophy. People like Jim Gates remain hopeful not because everything is solved, but because unsolved questions are the fuel of civilization.